Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So at this one here, I wanted to talk about The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon and why it seems like the release date for the show is being pushed off into the fall, which I will say I would be a little more thankful for, just because I do kind of prefer the show coming out in the fall. I just prefer to watch The Walking Dead in fall in general, but yes, we would have to wait like an extra month or two, to watch the show, which, yeah, that's definitely very unfortunate, but I want to talk about exactly why and, why this is sort of the talk right now. Because everyone right now is waiting for the Book of Carol trailer, and who knows when this trailer is going to be coming out. It's supposed to be out, or the rumor was that it was supposed to be out last week anyways, it seemed like. And so, yeah, obviously last week is basically over now, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be coming out this weekend. So I'm guessing at some point in this next week, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if it's going to be the official trailer just based off of some of the release date information. We'll talk about that in here. I do think that it's probably going to be a teaser trailer of some sorts, or maybe if they do an official trailer, then just later on in the summer at Comic-Con, they'll likely just do another trailer in general, just like a Comic-Con trailer where there's a lot more footage and stuff like that, right? So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we'll get into why I'm saying all this here. So before we go any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all of my Walking Dead content like this. So I originally saw this on Twitter or X by Sarah Rowan, and I guess a lot of the speculation here is more about what we learned about AMC in I guess yesterday's sort of news about AMC Networks in terms of, just how they're doing financially and all that. And it seems like, quarter one wasn't as, it wasn't what they were expecting. And I'm assuming that has to do with The Ones Who Live. So I guess financially, The Ones Who Live just never did as well. But it seems like in terms of subscriber growth and all of that, they did actually pretty amazingly. So I think that, yeah, just in general, they lost some revenue and all that in quarter one. And obviously that happens a lot. Like that's all business stuff, right? And so it seems like for quarter two, I'm guessing, and maybe quarter three, they want to increase revenue and all of that, right? And so I think that's why Snowpiercer, a show that AMC recently actually just got, is being released in July here. And so this is the tweet I originally saw here from Sarah, which says, season 4 of Snowpiercer, recently purchased by AMC, was originally slated for 2025. It has been moved up to July 2024 on the schedule, and I suspect it has bumped the Book of Carol because AMC is hoping it will increase their revenue after a disappointing first quarter. And so I saw in this article here by Variety, so I will leave a link down below to this article. Definitely go and check it out. I will actually say I'm very interested in this show. It's called Snowpiercer. I don't know anything about the show. I feel like I've heard about it, but I don't actually know. I do believe that AMC is going to be releasing all 3 seasons in early June at some point, and so I'll probably watch all 3 seasons, do a review on it if I do like it, if it's sort of worthy to talk about, and then maybe I'll actually check out the show in July. There's going to be a lot of shows. Like, honestly, I'm doing a lot of Walking Dead stuff right now over the next couple of days because I'm going to be doing a lot of House of the Dragon and just a bunch of other stuff. There's also The Boys coming out very soon. Like, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we have to talk about that I'll get to doing Walking Dead videos, obviously, and we're still awaiting this trailer dropping at any point now. But I kind of agree with Daryl Dixon season 2 being pushed off a little bit to the fall, like September, October, just because there's so much to talk about, honestly. And again, it's not confirmed or anything like that, but I think it just kind of makes sense. But yeah, in this article here by Variety, it says that the final season of the post-apocalyptic drama will premiere on AMC and AMC Plus on July 21st at 9 p.m. Eastern. Seasons 1 and 2 will become available to stream exclusively on AMC Plus on June 1st, while the 3rd season will debut on the streamer on June 8th. So just like a week later, and each season has 10 episodes each. And again, this is about Snowpiercer, which I'm just learning now actually is a post-apocalyptic drama. So that's something that I should probably actually watch, because I really love post-apocalyptic dramas, right? So the reason why this is very interesting is because everyone is speculating on when the release date for Daryl Dixon season 2 is going to be. And, they said originally summer. And so we've been sort of waiting on a release date for it, but it just seems like it's not coming out. Like, it's not, they had literally, like, people were speculating that maybe it does come out in June. I always kind of thought that was a little bit too early because they never announced the release date yet. Usually we have the release date like months in advance, right? And also going based off of what AMC said right here, they're announcing the release date for Snowpiercer as July 21st, right? So to me, that this just kind of means that The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon season 2 Book of Carol is not coming out till like way later on this year. And I don't want to say way later, but most likely likely in September, I'm assuming. And so let's actually talk about the release dates for all of this here. So this Sunday is going to be the premiere of season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. So that's happening on the 12th. There are 8 episodes of this season. So that will go from May 12th, if they're airing everything week to week, which I'm assuming they're going to. That's going to be May 12th all the way until June 30th, I believe, or June 23rd. Yeah, June 30th, which means that Daryl Dixon probably won't premiere on June 30th. It's not going to air on the same night. And even if it did anyways, like 3 weeks later, after the finale of Interview with the Vampire Season 2, that's when Snowpiercer Season 4 and its final season will premiere. That's going to be July 21st. And so obviously it's only 3 weeks in between. You can't fit 6 episodes of Daryl Dixon there. And usually AMC will take like a couple of weeks off in between like their big show release dates, right? And so that's why, and again, both shows are airing at the same exact time on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern, right? So Daryl Dixon is not going to air at any point, on that day. They're not going to give it an earlier release or like a later release on that day. They're not going to air both shows at the same exact time. Like, it's just not going to happen. So Snowpiercer Season 4, the very last season, has 10 episodes. So when you go from July 21st and you just count, 10 weeks from that point, or 10 episodes, that leads you all the way to September 22nd. And that would be the finale of Snowpiercer, which I'm assuming that at that point, they're probably not going to air Daryl Dixon the week later. I mean, they could, but they'll probably push it off the week after that, which would be October 6th. And that's kind of what, I think that's what that means. Because again, they just announced this with Snowpiercer. Like, this news just came out the other day. This wasn't like news that, we've already known for months or something like that. This just came out like a couple of days ago. I think it just kind of makes sense with, the lack of information that we're getting right now. That's why I think that the information in the next week that we're going to get is a release date of, when Daryl Dixon's going to be coming out. And I do think they'll probably say like October 6th or September 29th. They'll probably say that it is going to be, pushed off a little bit here because of Snowpiercer coming out. But yeah, that I think it's going to be with a teaser trailer. It might be an official trailer. They could give us that. But I imagine at this point now that the official trailer will be out at Comic-Con. That's what I'm assuming right now. And so, yeah, at Comic-Con, I do expect to get the official trailer for Daryl Dixon Season 2, and then it'll just be like classic Walking Dead. Like, that's basically what it is right now. We're sort of in the area where it's like, we just want some new information, just some stuff to talk about. So that's why I'm trying to do my best with all this stuff, come up with different topics every single day. But that's why I want to start focusing on some other shows for the time being. But yeah, as soon as it's June, July, and again, we're still going to get information here and there. There's supposed to be a trailer coming out. There's going to be some new stuff, interviews, little things that drop here and there. I just think that it means that Daryl Dixon Season 2 is not going to be coming out like next month or in July. Like, this just kind of means that it's being pushed off to the fall, which I personally am totally okay with, because I do prefer to watch The Walking Dead in the fall. I think it's a much better show to watch in the fall. So that's where I'm leaning with that. And if you just think about the next year after that, it kind of feels like classic Walking Dead, right? Just think about it. Like, if Daryl Dixon comes out September 29th or October 6th, around there, it's going to air for 6 weeks, which basically brings you into mid to early November, right? Classic Walking Dead. Then we have the winter off just as normal. And then February is most likely going to be the premiere of Dead City Season 2, which is going to be 8 episodes. So it's basically like classic Walking Dead days, where you would get 8 episodes in the fall, 8 episodes in early winter, right? So we would watch that, in mid to late February, and that would take us to like, mid to late April, basically. And then we'd have the summer off again and waiting for, Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 3. And then just like whatever news that they do come up with, at that point, like there's going to be, I'm sure, maybe another spinoff announced in the next year or two. Maybe there's some updates on like Rick and Michonne's future and all of that. But I think it makes sense for that next year to have it laid out like that. And I think that would be honestly very, very exciting. I think it works really well. Yes, it's unfortunate right now, like we have to wait an extra month or two, but it's going to be coming out right away. Like, it's going to be there, and there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about still. And it just means that there's going to be more hype for this show, right? And again, the reason why I think this is happening is because AMC bought Snowpiercer. Like, they actually bought the show, because the show was airing originally on TNT, and then the show had nowhere else to air because TNT didn't want to air the show, and so they were looking for another network to air the show. And so AMC bought the show in March. So while The Ones Who Live was airing, AMC bought Snowpiercer, and then obviously they had no information on like the whole thing on like when the show was going to be coming out, this and that. And that's why when we got the teaser trailer for Daryl Dixon at the very end, the very last episode there, which was like what, March 30th or 31st? I think it was March 31st. They obviously didn't know when Daryl Dixon was going to be coming out. They had no idea when they were releasing Snowpiercer, which originally had the 2025 release date, right? Like that's when it was supposed to come out, was in 2025. And so I think based off of some of the earnings and stuff like that, the ratings for Snowpiercer, honestly, are the same as Daryl Dixon. Like it's basically the same. And they even dropped a little bit lower than Daryl Dixon. So I think it's more of, it's the final season and sort of a new thing. Airing it in the summer makes sense. And I think having The Walking Dead air in the fall, I think makes even more sense. I think the ratings for Daryl Dixon should be higher if it does air in the fall, right? Especially taking a break after The Ones Who Live, just sort of giving it some time to breathe. I kind of get what AMC is doing here. So yeah, Snowpiercer, it's coming out much sooner. It's not waiting until 2025. It's coming out July 21st, 2024. And based off of Interview with the Vampire in this show, sort of taking up those time slots, over the summer months, I do think that Daryl Dixon season 2 is likely going to be coming out September 29th or October 6th, unless they want to wait an extra week and then it's October 13th. But it's probably going to be around then, which I don't think is really the end of the world, right? And we have a lot of stuff to talk about still anyways, and Comic-Con to look forward to. And also in a couple of weeks, Daryl Dixon season 2, the premiere episode will be premiering at the Tribeca Festival. So we're going to learn a bunch of new details about that episode there, and just sort of the early reviews for that first episode and all that, and what happens. And it's going to be kind of hard to, like, there could be spoilers. Like if Daryl and Carol reunite in that episode, we're all going to know right away, right? So that's going to be happening in about 3 weeks from now or something like that. So yeah, a lot to look forward to, but I'm going to leave it here. Definitely make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.